Ever talk to yourself? Get bored fast? Feel like you don't fit in? These strange traits might prove your brain is working on a genius level. Ever find yourself lying in bed staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. wondering why sleep just won't come? Or maybe you get a random burst of energy right when it's time to wind down. If that sounds familiar, you might be onto something. People with brilliant minds often struggle with regular sleep schedules. Their brains don't switch off easily. They're wired to keep thinking, analyzing, and creating long after everyone else has gone to sleep. For many, bedtime means closing their eyes and drifting off without a second thought. But for others, it's a mental battlefield. Thoughts flood in at full speed. Ideas pop up out of nowhere. The need to solve a problem or understand something deeply takes over. It's not uncommon for highly intelligent people to find themselves researching the most random topics at ridiculous hours. Of course, this isn't just about being a night owl. Some geniuses have completely unpredictable sleep cycles. They might sleep deeply for a few hours, wake up feeling ready to conquer the world, and then crash at the most inconvenient times. Others get by on minimal rest, yet their minds stay razor sharp. Science backs this up. Studies suggest that people with high IQs are more likely to have unusual sleep patterns. Their brains process information differently, making it harder to follow a strict routine. This can be frustrating, especially in a world that expects everyone to be bright-eyed and ready to go early in the morning.
Ready?
Ever catch yourself whispering words under your breath or having full conversations when no one's around? That's not a weird habit. It's a hidden sign of a sharp mind. Talking to yourself isn't just a quirky trait. It helps organize thoughts, solve problems, and reinforce memory. Many highly intelligent people verbalize their thoughts because their brains work so fast that speaking out loud helps them keep track. It's not just about muttering random words. Some people rehearse conversations, explain things to themselves, or even argue both sides of a debate alone. This habit allows the brain to process information more effectively. Studies suggest that verbalizing thoughts can boost cognitive function, helping people focus better and recall details more accurately. Even Einstein was known to talk to himself frequently. He wasn't concerned about how it looked. He understood that it helped him refine his ideas. If you do this too, it might mean that your brain thrives on active problem solving. The next time someone catches you chatting with yourself, just smile. You're not losing it. Your brain is simply working at a level most people don't understand.
Ready?
Ever find yourself doodling while on the phone, in a meeting, or during class? That random sketching might seem like nothing, but it's actually a sign of a hyperactive and creative brain. People with high intelligence often doodle without thinking. It's not just a way to pass the time, it helps the brain organize information, retain details, and stay engaged. Research shows that doodling can improve concentration. While most people assume it's a sign of distraction, it actually helps process information on a deeper level. That's why some of the greatest minds in history, from Da Vinci to Edison, filled their notebooks with sketches and random scribbles. Even when they weren't directly working on a problem, their minds were still making connections. Some geniuses have unique doodling styles, complex patterns, geometric shapes, or even little stick figures acting out scenes. The key is that their brains don't just passively absorb information, they interact with it. If your notes are covered in tiny drawings, there's a good chance your mind is doing something far more interesting than it seems.
Ready?
Sitting still, listening to the same conversations, or watching predictable movies might feel unbearable to you. If boredom creeps in quickly, it's not a flaw. It's your brain demanding something more challenging. Highly intelligent people get bored fast because their minds crave constant stimulation. They need variety, depth, and complexity to stay engaged. This is why many geniuses jump from topic to topic. They pick up a new hobby, dive in completely, and then lose interest as soon as they have figured it out. It's not laziness, it's efficiency. They absorb information rapidly and move on when there's nothing new to learn. This trait also explains why some intelligent people struggle with repetitive jobs or small talk. Their minds hunger for something more. Instead of seeing boredom as a downside, consider it a sign that your brain is wired differently. When there's nothing challenging enough, your mind creates its own stimulation. Daydreaming, problem solving, or coming up with unusual ideas. What seems like impatience to others might actually be a hidden advantage.
Ready?
Do you mix flavors most people wouldn't? Eat at odd hours? Crave certain foods while completely ignoring others? Unusual eating habits are a surprisingly common trait among highly intelligent people. Their minds are wired for exploration, and that curiosity extends to food. They're not satisfied with routine meals, they like to experiment. Some geniuses eat in patterns. only one type of food for days, then suddenly switching to something else. Others prefer strange combinations like dipping fries in ice cream or adding hot sauce to unexpected dishes. Even drinking habits can be unusual, whether it's an obsession with a specific kind of tea, coffee at midnight, or always needing a drink in hand while thinking. Food is fuel, but for some, it's also a form of mental stimulation. The brain craves novelty, and taste is just another way to explore the world. If you've ever been told your eating habits are weird, take it as a sign. You might just be feeding a brain that operates on a completely different level.
Ready?
Take a close look at your fingernails. Do you see small white half-moons at the base? These are called lunulae, and while most people never pay attention to them, some believe they reveal more than just nail health. A theory suggests that people with large, well-defined lunulae might have sharper cognitive abilities, faster reaction times, and stronger mental endurance. It's not just superstition. Lunulae are connected to circulation and oxygen levels in the body, which can impact brain function. Some researchers associate strong blood flow with better concentration and problem-solving skills. People with prominent lunulae may experience bursts of energy and quick thinking, while those with barely visible ones might feel more sluggish or mentally drained. Of course, this doesn't mean your intelligence is written on your hands, but it's an interesting clue about how your body operates. The brain and body are more connected than most people realize, and even the tiniest details might hint at something deeper. If your lunulae are bright and bold, you might just have a mind that works faster than you think.
Ready?
Ever find yourself cracking up at a joke while everyone else just stares? Or laughing at something so absurd that no one else understands why it's funny? A unique sense of humor is often linked to intelligence. People with quick, sharp minds process information differently, making them more likely to see the hidden layers in jokes or find humor in unexpected places. Research shows that highly intelligent people tend to enjoy dark, ironic, or abstract humor. They make connections faster, recognize patterns others miss, and appreciate jokes that require a bit of thought. It's why they might laugh at a single word, a clever twist, or even a completely random thought. This kind of humor isn't just about entertainment. It's a sign of creativity and lateral thinking. If your laughter often leaves people confused, it's not because the joke wasn't funny. It's because your brain saw something theirs didn't. And that in itself is pretty amusing.
Ready?
Look at the way you hold a pen. Is it different from what most people were taught? Do your fingers grip it in an unconventional way? Or maybe you type in a way that doesn't quite match the standard finger placement. It might seem insignificant, but unique hand movements can hint at a brain that's wired a little differently. Handwriting and typing habits are linked to motor skills, brain development, and even thought patterns. Some studies suggest that people who hold a pen differently or type in their own unique style might have a more adaptive way of thinking. Their brains prioritize efficiency over traditional methods, choosing whatever works best rather than following the usual approach. Even famous thinkers and writers had distinctive ways of writing. Some held their pens with extra fingers, others typed with just a few keys at a time. It didn't slow them down, it set them apart. If your writing habits have always been a little unconventional, it's not a mistake. It's just proof that your mind works in ways most people don't expect.
Ready?
What if the color of your eyes hinted at how your brain works? It might sound strange, but research has suggested that eye color could be linked to certain cognitive abilities. People with lighter eyes, blue, green, or gray, tend to excel in strategic thinking and long-term problem solving. Those with darker eyes, brown or black, often have stronger reflexes and perform better under pressure. One theory suggests that melanin, the pigment responsible for eye color, plays a role in brain function. More melanin may contribute to faster processing speeds, making darker-eyed individuals quick thinkers and strong decision-makers. On the other hand, lighter-eyed people are often better at deep concentration, abstract thinking, and creative problem-solving. Of course, intelligence isn't just about eye color, but it's fascinating how even small genetic details might shape the way people think. The next time you look in the mirror, consider this. The way you see the world might be more than just physical. It could be a glimpse into how your brain works, too.
Ready?
Ever forget where you put your keys but remember a random fact from years ago? Or struggle to recall names while effortlessly explaining complex ideas? If so, you're not alone. Forgetfulness, especially about everyday details, is surprisingly common among highly intelligent people. This happens because the brain prioritizes. When someone processes vast amounts of information daily, the mind naturally filters out what it considers unnecessary. It doesn't waste energy storing things that don't contribute to problem-solving, creativity, or deeper understanding. That's why some of the smartest people forget birthdays, appointments, or even what they had for breakfast, while effortlessly recalling intricate theories or obscure details. Neuroscientists suggest that forgetfulness isn't a flaw. It's actually a sign of an efficient brain. If your mind constantly moves from one thought to the next, letting go of minor details might just be its way of making room for something bigger. So the next time you misplace your phone or forget a simple fact, don't beat yourself up. Your brain is just busy doing genius-level work.
Ready.
Ever felt like you're speaking a different language even when you're surrounded by people? Like your thoughts operate on a different wavelength, making it hard to connect? Many highly intelligent people experience this. They think deeply, analyze everything, and question ideas that most people accept without hesitation. This can make social interactions feel shallow or even frustrating. It's not that they don't enjoy people, it's that they struggle to find those who see the world the way they do. Small talk feels exhausting, repetitive tasks seem unbearable, and groupthink never quite makes sense. Instead of blending in, they naturally stand out, even when they're not trying to. This can lead to a sense of isolation, but it's not a bad thing. Many of history's greatest minds, from inventors to artists, were seen as outsiders in their time. If you've ever felt out of place, it could be because you're wired to think beyond what's considered normal. And that's what sets geniuses apart.
Ready.
Have you ever been so deep in thought that you barely blink? Or caught yourself staring intensely at something while others blinked naturally? Studies suggest that highly intelligent people blink less than the average person, especially when focused. Their brains operate in a way that prioritizes processing over routine physical actions. Blinking is tied to attention. Most people blink about 15-20 times per minute, but those deeply engaged in a thought process or problem-solving mode blink significantly less. This is why many genius-level thinkers seem to have an intense gaze. Their eyes stay locked on their work, absorbing every detail without interruption. Interestingly, some of the world's most brilliant minds, including great scientists and chess masters, have been observed blinking less than those around them. It's not something people do consciously, it's just another way the brain shows that it's running at a higher speed. If you've ever been told you have a piercing stare, your brain might simply be too busy to bother with unnecessary blinks.
Ready.
Some people accept things as they are, others constantly ask, why? If you're the type who can't resist diving down research rabbit holes, questioning everything, and craving new knowledge, you might have the curiosity trait linked to high intelligence. Geniuses don't just wonder about things, they need to know. They can't hear an interesting fact and let it go. They have to investigate, analyze, and connect the dots. They find joy in discovering patterns, understanding complex topics, and exploring ideas that others overlook. This is why they often end up with an eclectic range of interests, jumping from one subject to another at lightning speed. Many of history's greatest innovators were relentless questioners. They weren't satisfied with what was known. They wanted to push the boundaries of knowledge. If you've ever found yourself deep in a topic at 2 a.m. just because you had to understand it, your curiosity might be the driving force behind a mind that never stops learning.
Ready.
One moment, you're the life of the party. The next, you vanish for days, completely absorbed in your own world. If this sounds familiar, you're not indecisive. You're just wired for both deep social engagement and intense solitude. Many highly intelligent people have this dual nature. When around the right people, their energy is contagious. They thrive in stimulating conversations, enjoy humor, and can make connections effortlessly. But once the social aspect is over, they need time alone to recharge. Their brains work in bursts, engaging fully when needed, then retreating into deep focus and introspection. This balance between extroversion and introversion is what allows creative and intellectual breakthroughs to happen. Some of the world's most successful individuals are known for disappearing for long stretches, working on ideas in complete isolation, then emerging to share their brilliance. If you've ever felt like both an extrovert and an introvert at the same time, you're not alone. It's just the way some of the most fascinating minds operate.
Ready.
Ever been distracted by a sound that no one else even notices? Or bothered by a scent so faint that others barely react? Many highly intelligent people experience heightened sensitivity to sensory input. Their brains process more information at once, making small details stand out in a way that others don't experience. This isn't just about personal preference, it's neurological. Studies suggest that people with high intelligence often have more active sensory processing, meaning they react more intensely to external stimuli. A ticking clock, the hum of a refrigerator, or even background chatter can feel overwhelming. The same goes for smells. strong perfumes, certain foods, or even the natural scent of a room can become distracting. This sensitivity can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it allows for greater attention to detail, deeper appreciation for art and music, and a strong memory tied to sensory experiences. On the other hand, it can make everyday environments feel overstimulating. If you've ever wished the world was just a little quieter or less overwhelming, your brain might just be tuned into frequencies most people ignore.
Ready.
Ever compared your hands to someone else's and noticed yours seem a little longer? It might not just be a random trait. Some studies suggest that having proportionally long fingers is linked to strong cognitive abilities, particularly in abstract thinking and problem solving. Long-fingered individuals often excel in fields that require precision, pattern recognition, and strategic thinking, qualities associated with high intelligence. One theory connects this to prenatal testosterone levels, which influence both brain development and hand structure. People with longer fingers tend to have a stronger ability to process complex information, which could explain why they often show a natural talent for mathematics, music, or creative problem solving. Their fingers may also contribute to enhanced fine motor skills, making them naturally better at playing instruments, writing, or intricate hand-based tasks. Of course, intelligence isn't determined by physical traits alone, but it's fascinating how the body and brain develop in ways that might complement each other. If you've ever noticed that your hands stand out, slimmer, longer, or more flexible than most, you might just have a mind that's wired to handle complexity better than the average person.
Ready.
Choosing what to eat for lunch should be simple. Picking between two options shouldn't take half an hour. And yet, if you're someone who constantly analyzes every possible outcome, even minor choices can feel overwhelming. This isn't indecisiveness. It's a sign of deep cognitive processing. Highly intelligent people tend to overthink because they see more variables than the average person. Where others make quick decisions based on instinct, an analytical mind considers everything. How the choice affects the future, potential consequences, hidden factors, and even the psychology behind the decision itself. This can make even simple things feel complicated. The mind isn't just asking, "What should I choose?" It's asking, "Why do I feel this way about the choice? What if I pick the wrong thing? How will this impact everything else?" This level of thought can be both a gift and a curse. On one hand, it prevents reckless decision-making. On the other, it can lead to mental exhaustion over things that shouldn't take so much effort. But here's the catch: overthinkers are usually the ones who make the smartest long-term choices. If your brain refuses to accept a simple answer, it's because it's wired to dig deeper, to understand more, and to make decisions based on more than just surface-level reasoning.
Ready.
Ever noticed how things seem to connect in ways that others don't? Maybe you pick up on hidden details in conversations, recognize trends before they become obvious, or see relationships between ideas that most people miss. This isn't just good observation, it's a sign of advanced pattern recognition, a skill linked to high intelligence. The brain thrives on structure, and some minds are simply better at detecting patterns. Whether it's predicting people's behavior, spotting inconsistencies, or understanding how seemingly unrelated things fit together, this ability is a powerful tool. It's why some geniuses excel in areas like mathematics, music, strategy, and problem solving. They can break complex systems down into recognizable patterns. This skill also explains why highly intelligent people often think steps ahead. While others focus on what's happening now, they already see where things are going. If you constantly notice connections that others overlook, it's not a coincidence. Your brain is working in ways most people can't even comprehend.
Ready.
Ever walked into a room and felt like you've been there before, even though you know it's impossible? Or had a conversation that seemed oddly familiar, like you already lived that moment? Déjà vu is one of the strangest mental phenomena, and while scientists still debate its exact cause, some research suggests it may be more common in highly intelligent people. One possible explanation is that déjà vu is a result of the brain processing information faster than usual. Some minds take in details, analyze them, and form connections at lightning speed. When this happens, the brain might mistakenly register a new experience as something that has already occurred. Essentially, it's a glitch in memory processing. Another theory is that people with heightened pattern recognition skills are more prone to déjà vu because their minds constantly search for connections. This could explain why those with high intelligence tend to feel déjà vu more often. It's simply their brain recognizing familiar patterns. While déjà vu might feel unsettling, it's also a sign of a highly active, deeply analytical brain. If you've ever found yourself questioning reality because of an overwhelming sense of familiarity, your mind is just operating at a level where even time itself seems to overlap.
Ready.
Some people let things slide, ignore unfairness, or accept the way things are. But you can't. When something feels unjust, it stays in your mind. Whether it's a small act of dishonesty or a major moral issue, you feel a deep need to set things right. This isn't just strong personal values, it's the mark of a highly analytical mind that recognizes inconsistencies, flaws, and imbalances that others overlook. Highly intelligent people often develop a strong sense of justice because they think deeply about cause and effect. They don't just react emotionally, they see how unfair systems work, how people take advantage of others, and why things should be different. This trait can make life frustrating. Seeing people get away with wrongdoing or watching unfairness unfold can feel unbearable. But it also makes you someone who stands up for what matters. Some of the greatest change makers in history were people who refused to ignore injustice. If you feel the same way, it's not a weakness. It's proof that your mind is built to question, challenge, and push the world towards something better. So, my geniuses, how many of the 20 signs did you match? Let me know in the comments. For more useful information, watch other videos.